today for supper I have decided to make cheeseburger sliders. I asked my husband which one he wanted. I wanted a slider, either like a Philly cheesesteak slider or like a cheeseburger slider, and he wanted cheeseburger, which I knew because he's not a real big fan of bell peppers, but he does like the flavor of them. He just doesn't necessarily like eating them. So we're going to have cheeseburger sliders, and I thought I would bring you guys along and share the recipe in case you need an idea for a quick meal. These are super easy. Although you can meal prep with these reheat really well. And if you are making them for a big crowd or a gathering, you don't have to stand over a hot grill outside. You can make these ahead of time, and when your guest and your gathering get started, you're not standing over the stove cooking, and you can mingle with them and chat instead of being held up in the kitchen the whole time. So we're not having a gathering or anything like that, or a party or nothing, but I just wanted something different, and I'm gonna go ahead and make up like a whole pound of ground beef. Of course, you can make as much as you want or need, and that way I will have a little bit of a meal prep for the rest of the work week for lunch for me. And there you go, I have lunch, and I don't have to think about it or worry about it or do anything. So let's go ahead and get into the video, and I want to thank you guys for stopping by my channel. It means so much to me, and I hope you guys are doing well during this time. I know it's rough and it's hard and it's confusing and it's trying, but you just hang in there. I'll pray for you, you pray for me, okay? Okay guys, let's go ahead and get into it. I've got a little bit of olive oil in my pan here. I'm gonna get my stove on. Should have done that already, but I'm slacking. And I have a small onion, and I just used half of it, and I diced it up really tiny and small, the best that I could. So we're going to go ahead and get that in your pan first. And let that go ahead and get started to get soft and tender, probably about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll add in our ground beef. I just have a pound of ground beef here that I've thawed out. And to the onions, I'm going to add a little salt and a little pepper. It's always good to seasoning your dishes in layers, and that way you have a better final outcome of how things will taste and flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and let these get going for a couple of minutes, and then show you what else we're going to do. Okay guys, so our onions are softening, I guess you should say, getting some color on them. So now I'm going to add in my ground beef. And then I'm going to use this little meat masher thing. I don't even know what these are called. But a tip I wanted to share, because these things are a booger to clean and to wash if you hand wash your dishes like I do. So I just spray mine with a little bit of non-stick cooking spray, and that makes it so much easier to clean, because sometimes that meat gets down in the crevices and it's just like, ugh, trying to get out. So now we are going to just cook our ground beef just like you would if you were going to make tacos or chili. And then again, I'm going to add a little salt and pepper to my meat as well. And then I will check that cooking. I did want to share, it's best if you can find like 90-10 ground beef, but if you can't find that, afford it, or have it on hand, any beef will work. Like, I think this is like 80-20. That's about all you can get around here, and I'm thankful to find that. It just makes it to where your sliders will be less soggy. So just make sure after you get your ground beef and onion mixture cooked completely that you drain all of the grease and liquid off of it, just so your buns won't get soggy. And I also wanted to add, you need to go ahead and get your oven preheated to 350 degrees. I've got my ground beef cooked, and I went ahead and drained all the grease and liquid off of it. And now what we're going to do is you're going to just add a splash of Worcestershire sauce, or Worcester sauce, or Worcester sauce as we say around here. So So just give it just a little dash. And then you want to add about 1/4 cup of mayo. Yes, mayo. This helps keep all this combined. It keeps the meat from drying out, and it just gives it a delicious flavor. You can also add ketchup and mustard if you want it, but I'm just going to stick to mayonnaise. And then on our burgers afterwards, when we garnish them, you can put pickles, lettuce, tomatoes, ketchup, mustard, more mayonnaise, whatever you want. But for this mixture, you want to go ahead and add in the mayo, which I'm having a hard time getting out. And just use your favorite mayo that you like. Any will do. So let's go ahead, and I went ahead and got my burners turned off. I'm just going to go ahead and give all this a quick mix. Okay guys, so now I've got 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and I'm going to add just a little tiny bit of this garlic paste. Now you don't have to add the garlic if you don't want, but we like garlic here. So I'm just going to mix that in real quick. Now if you're going to make, of course, a bigger batch of these sliders, I know a lot of people like to cook about 24 of them at a time. I'm only going to make 12. So just pretend this is a pastry brush, okay guys? Because I can't find my pastry brush. So you're just going to brush a little bit of this butter mixture all over the bottom of your baking dish. Then after you get all the butter spread across your dish, get your slider bun. Use any sliders you want. I know a lot of people use the Hawaiian sweet rolls, which are really delicious, but those have milk in them, so I'm not using those. And then if your slider buns are not already sliced in half, you will want to go ahead and separate those, cut in half, so you have a top and a bottom. I'm about to squeeze mine in here. I should have got a bigger baking dish. I'm gonna go with it because I've already got this one buttered, and it'll be okay. They'll just all have to get to know each other a little better. I just love making little things like this in like miniature versions. Do y'all? I don't know why, but for some reason they just seem like they taste better. I don't know, I'm just weird. Oops, sorry about that. My arm hit the camera. And I also, like, if I'm going to make myself like a sandwich, whether it's a bologna sandwich or ham sandwich or a peanut butter sandwich, I like to cut my sandwich in half. I don't know. I feel like it tastes better. Okay. So now that I've made a mess, not really, I've got all my buns laid out. So now you want to go ahead and put your cheese on the bottom. And then you'll put your ground beef mixture, and then you'll put a slice of cheese on top. That will keep the buns from getting soggy as well, okay? So, I'm dairy free, my husband is not. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this, because I wanted to just use one baking dish, because I'm lazy like that. But I don't know, maybe I should do 2. Because the cheese might spread, but that's okay. I can eat around it. So I'm just using some good old Kraft singles for him. So maybe I should just do it like this. I think that's what I'm going to do. But of course, if you got like the sliders that you just cut across and everything's connected, you know, you can just slap your cheese down in like sections like that. You won't have to worry about it like me. But anyway, so I think I'm just gonna do like half and half. I think that will be my best bet to make this. So, all right, so let me get my cheese down. And I'm just using the provolone because I don't like the dairy-free cheddar cheese. It's weird textured and I just don't like it. And I don't know how good this will be. I'm gonna give it a go. Okay, so now I got that done. Now let's get our mixture spooned over top. All right, hopefully I can remember where everything's at. This works out perfect because like, oh no, I'm gonna have like not like a weird half piece of cheese. Whoever smelt this dairy-free cheese, oh my goodness, y'all. You know, like Parmesan cheese that comes in a green can, y'all know the one I'm talking about. To me, it smells like stinky old nasty old feet. Well, that's what this dairy-free cheese, like you open it up and it's like, oh my goodness. Do y'all think I should put more cheese on there than that? Am I skimping on him? Should I put more cheese? I feel like that's what I should do just because I know it's going to get ooey and gooey so I can keep them separated. I think I'm going to do that. All right, enough thinking about it. I don't want to waste your all's time. I know you're all busy and want to get back to your life instead of watching me here on my video deciding whether or not I got enough cheese or not. So let's get our tops back on. Now a lot of people brush these with butter and they put sesame seeds on top. I don't like sesame seeds on buns. I don't know why that's a thing. Why people like that and why that came about, but like I don't want seeds on my buns. Like back in the day when I used to eat Big Macs, like that was the only thing I hated. Like they always put seeds on the bun. Like why? Anyway, I'm over it. So now I'm gonna pretend I got my pastry brush and I'm just gonna top these with this yummy garlic butter. And then you're going to put these in the 350-degree oven for about 10 minutes. Keep your eye on it because you don't want to burn the tops, and make sure you leave them uncovered, because if you don't, what will happen is your buns will just steam and they won't get like that golden little bit of crispiness on top, and that steam will make your buns kind of soggy, and then if you're not going to eat them all today and you're going to reheat them, they just won't be as good. Now if you're going to reheat these, you know, you can just pop them out, wrap them in a paper towel and just put them in the microwave for just a few seconds. Or if you don't want to make this many at a time and you just want to make a few, that's totally fine too. Make sure I get all this butter on here. And like I said, if you wanted sesame seeds, if you wanted to live that crazy life, no, I'm just kidding, then you would just top it with the seeds now while the butter is melted and they will stick. So I'm going to throw mine in the oven and we will be back in 10. I just wanted to remind you guys that you can make these as simple and as fancy as you want. We're just going to have the simplified version here tonight. We're just going to leave them as is, maybe with some pickles on the side and just with some good old tater chips. Of course, you can elevate the flavors if you want to saute some mushrooms, put some cooked bacon on there, some spinach. You can even leave the meat off and do like a vegetarian style. Oh, that would be delicious. You can do ground turkey. You know, you can do all kinds of cheeses from blue cheese to, you know, like gorgonzola. You can do like smoked Gouda, mozzarella. You know, you can make them like Italian style and put a little bit of marinara sauce on there as well, and maybe add some pepperoni. That would be delicious. And of course, with the meat mixture alone with the ground beef that we sauteed with onions, if you don't like onions, leave those out. I mean, there's just so many things you can do with this. It's so simple and so quick. I think like maybe, I mean, you might have 20 minutes in it, you know, 10 minutes in the oven just to let the cheese get ooey gooey and just get a little crisp on the top of that bun. And then, you know, like 10 minutes, you know, just to brown up your meat. So it's really quick and easy. meal to get on the table, and it can feed a crowd. And if you want to try to pull that top layer of bun off and slide you some lettuce, tomatoes, some more onion, pickles, ketchup, mustard, whatever you like on your burger, then you can do that. Might get a little messy though. But we're simple folk here tonight, so we're just gonna have them just as they are. My husband may try to put some ketchup on there because he eats almost every meal with ketchup. I swear that man loves ketchup. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. And also I wanted to reach out. We have, I don't remember how many, 8 or 10 pretty good size jalapeno peppers. Somehow they ended up in our Kroger click list order. We did not order them, and I couldn't think of what to do with them. And then I remembered like those jalapeno poppers where you do like cream cheese and bacon. I've never made those before, so I wanted to reach out to any of y'all if you have a good little easy recipe that you'd like to share with me to make those. And then you know, I'll use your recipe and give you a shout out and make those. Or if you can recommend a recipe like in a cookbook that you can refer me to, or one online or Pinterest, I would appreciate it, because I'd like to get these peppers used up, but I don't really know what to do with them. We just don't really use a lot of jalapeno peppers here. I'm kind of a wuss when it comes to spice, but my husband said that he would love some jalapeno poppers, so I don't know, maybe it's just pretty basic. I haven't really checked into it a lot. Maybe you just slap the cream cheese in there and wrap them in bacon and throw them in the oven. I don't know. But anyways, if you have a great recipe for that, just let me know. Okay friends, there she is in all her glory. Don't they look delicious? And of course his looks way more delicious than mine, because I've mentioned before that dairy-free cheese is a booger to melt. It does get soft, but as you can see, ooh, look at that. Oh yeah, there's cheese on the top and the bottom. I doubt mine got a little bit melted. It's really hard to do that, but it's soft when you eat it, but it just don't get gooey melty. Anyways, let me plate this up and give you a better look. Look at these. Aren't they adorable? And I already sneaked a couple bites of mine, and it is delicious. I filmed his because his got ooey gooey, because my dairy-free cheese doesn't get ooey gooey, but let me tell you, it's still very, very delicious. It just doesn't get gooey melty, but when you bite into it, it's very soft and it feels melty. I don't know, it's weird, but anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are doing well. Take care.